Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students of MA final year, how you folks are doing? Hope you people are in a hale and hearty mood to receive my class. And in today's class, I will recite section 28 and section 32 of Song of Myself, and later I will tell you the interpretation and critical appreciation of these two sections. And at the very outset, let me remind you that in section 28, the poet describes how sense of touch transforms him into a different personality, and in section 32, the poet tells us that he can live peacefully in the company of animals, and he also tells that we have to learn a great deal from the kingdom of animals. And I will now read section number 28. Is this then a touch quivering me to a new identity, flames and ether making a rush for my veins, treacherous tip of me reaching and crowding to help them, my flesh and blood playing out lightning to strike what is hardly different from myself. On all sides, prurient provokers stiffening my limbs, straining the ardor of my heart for its withheld drip, behaving licentious towards me, taking no denial, depriving me of my best as for a purpose, unbuttoning my clothes, holding me by the bare waist, deluding my confusion with the calm of the sunlight and pasture fields, immodestly sliding the fellow senses away, then bribed to swap off with touch and go and graze at the edges of me. No consideration, no regard for my draining strength or my anger. Facing the rest of the herd around to enjoy them a while, then all uniting to stand on a headland and worry me. The centuries desert every other part of me. They have left me helpless to a red marauder. They all come to the headland to witness and assist against me. I am given up by traitors. I talk wildly. I have lost my ways. I am nobody else. I am greatest traitor. I went myself first to the headland. My own hands carried me there. You villain touch, what are you doing? My breath is tight in its throat. Uncleanse your floodgates. You are too much for me. And let me, my dear students, tell you the meaning of a number of difficult words. Ether means the clear sky, deluding means deceiving, and marauder means invader. And let me now tell you the critical appreciation and interpretation of section 28. In this section, the poet confesses that the sense stimulus is not only pleasing to him, but it transforms him into a different personality. The sense of touch gushes waves of flames and ether into him, which give him a new identity. This section has sexual overtones in it. At the very touch of another person, the poet feels a certain stiffening of his limbs. He feels that he has no control over himself. He thinks of someone unbuttoning my clothes, holding me by the bare waist. The sense of touch sends immodestly sliding the fellow senses away. The description he narrates gives one the impression that he is full of ecstasy at the very sense of touch. He feels it similar to the feeling of copulation. or sexual intercourse. The other senses he refers to as the centuries desert every other part of me. I am given up by traitors. The bliss, which is the result of the sense of touch, when interpreted in mystic terms, describes the poet's ecstasy in perceiving the divine power and mingling with the Supreme Being. The sexual overtones in the section are given a sacred or holy touch when he equals sexual perception to the perception of God. And let me, my dear students, read section number 32 titled Animals. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-contained. I stand and look at them long and long. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not make me sick discussing their duty to God. Not one is dissatisfied. Not one is demented with the mania of owning things. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that away huge times ago and negligently drop them? Myself moving forward then and now and forever, gathering and showing more always and with velocity, infinite and omnigenous, and the like of these among them, not too exclusive to rest the riches of my remembrancers, picking out here one that I love and now go with him on brotherly terms, a gigantic beauty of a stallion, fresh and responsive to my caresses, head high in the forehead, white between the ears, limbs glossy and supple, tail dusting the ground, eyes full of a sparkling wickedness, ears finely cut, flexibly moving, his nostrils dilate as my heels embrace him. His well-built limbs tremble with pleasure as we race around and return. I but use you a minute, then I resign you a stallion. Why do I need your paces when I myself outgallop them? Even as I stand or sit passing faster than you. And let me tell you the meaning of a number of difficult words. Placid means peaceful. Demented means crazy. Mania means madness. Evince means display. Infinite means boundless. And omnigenous means containing everything. And let me now tell you the interpretation and critical appreciation of section number 32. The poet, after digging into the mystical journey of the self and after showing that man can exist only in company, takes some time in describing animals. The section is on a comparative basis. The poet feels that he can live comfortably in the company of animals. Living with animals is better than living in the company of human beings. He mentions the praiseworthy inherent qualities of the animals. He says that the animals are not power thirsty, nor do they hanker after wealth. He aptly says, not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. He likes to stay with animals, where all are equal. They never have a grudge nor grumble. They don't complain about anything. He takes a ride on a stallion. He admires the appearance and quick movement of the stallion. A feels that the good qualities in him are similar to the qualities found in the animals. The poet is surprised how animals had all the good qualities. After describing the beauty of the stallion, the poet says that he does not need it for a ride. His soul is swifter than the stallion's ride. It can travel anywhere with lightning speed. Hence, he shows that the innate essence is the same, be it a human being or animal. That is the inside or the inside or the internal state of human being and the animal remain the same. Yet a man has to learn a great deal from the kingdom of animals. Qualities of peace, patience, satisfaction and contentment which would bring happiness. And this is a wonderful poem, and I hope that you will enjoy both this section if you read word for word, line by line. One wonderful sections these two are, and I hope that you have enjoyed listening these two section. And with this few words, I would like to conclude my lecture for today. Thank you very much, my dear students.